Today we're going to test out the Pool Pal version 1.1. You'll have to ignore the dogs in the background. I have some of the worst neighbors. They just leave their dogs out there barking 24 hours a day. So here we go. Right about there, it's going to want to tip over. This is the RC 4-wheel drive winch with a keychain remote, since my third channel is already used for dig on this. This is the Pool Pal Keystone RC is making. So I'm going to hook right there in the cleft of that rock with the Pool Pal. As you can see, the Pool Pal wedges right in there. I'll tighten up the winch. The Pool Pal has the right kind of angle and grip that it digs right in to wherever you put it and holds fast while you have pressure on it. So now, I don't know if I can run the camera and the winch and everything all at once, but we're going to try. I'm going to run the winch in, suck the front down, try to power and winch at the same time. Okay, my cable has come loose, so I need to take up the slack in the cable. It might be hard to see that. I take up the slack in the cable. Oops. And voila! Climb right up over a part that we couldn't drive up with the help of a winch. That's 3 points instead of using who knows how many. I've tried this climb before. There's a big hole there. I can't actually do it without the winch. So, you know, I could attempt a bunch of reverses, but I know the bug's gonna flip over. Or I can put the winch on it. Other than that, I gotta take 10 points for a relocation. Simulate a rollover. I have failed and rolled onto my lid here, and so now we have to hook the winch up and roll it back onto its wheels so we can drive out of it. It's 5 points to put it back onto its wheels. It's only 3 to use the winch. So what I've done here, I've got my Pool Pal hooked in a rock. I have a little homemade snatch block made out of a Rector set, thanks to my friend Josh. And I have the winch cable running up to the block, back to the truck. We're going to see if this actually works. Theoretically, it'll roll the truck back onto its wheels. Well, my theory has failed. Okay. Theory's good, block's in the wrong place. So now that counts as a winch reposition, so it would be more winch points. Okay, at this point I'm still not in a super good position, but because of my rig, I can turn on my rear dig. And now I'm kind of leveled out. I'll unhook the winch, wind it up, and drive out of that. So now I'm going to attempt to drive out. I'm going to put it in just front only. And walk it right down the rock and drive it out. Alright, in this scenario we're going to descend off of a drop that would otherwise flip us. Okay, what we've done here is put our Pool Pal behind the truck, and we're going to try to descend, and this is going to keep us from rolling over. I'm going to let myself down slow with the winch. The winch allows me to come down and drive out.
Can I press the white button now?
The winch allows me to come down and drive out by keeping it behind me, and I don't crash. Okay. Here I have hooked our Pull Pal to a tree. I have the snatch block on. Purpose of the snatch block is to basically double up the strength of the winch. The winch only has a 3-pound rated pull, and so we need it to have a little bit more power. And so by putting a snatch block on it and bringing it back to itself, it essentially doubles its pull power. As you know, this is a LCC, so the axles are always locked. It will not roll. Normally this winch couldn't move it, but here we're going to drag it, aided by a snatch block. We can move this 7-pound rig across the dirt without too much trouble. I've put our Pull Pal up. The truck can't climb. Okay, here we go, winching. Ready?
Okay, let's win.
Try. So there's our problem. We're out of winch line and we've reached the top. Now what do we do? Okay, this is probably winch cheating, and I'm probably going to hear about this, but I've tied off the truck and I will release some cable so that our winch can go slack. This is going to obviously count, this would normally in a competition count as a 2-winch, 2 different winches. Why you want to choose your winch point carefully. I didn't have enough winch cable to make that all the way to the top. There was nothing I could do about that. So now I'll bring my cable up. I'll hook it to my Pull Pal, and then I'll be able to wind it the rest of the way in. She has the rear dig on. Okay, stop.
Oh, I made it!
So now we've made it.
I made it!
Now I gotta unhook everything. Alright, now she's at the top, she's gonna be able to go. And ta-da!